Meet Max. He runs a marketing agency that's currently doing around 6k a month and wants to scale to 15k a month. In this episode of The Lion's Den, we break down what's working, what needs some tweaking, and exactly how he can scale to 15k a month. First thing that we did is we took a look at Max's business model, how he's positioned himself, and how things are set up.
It is literally, so we've got two phases. The first phase is like Facebook ads and lead generation. So 1,500 for 3 months, 45 leads or money back, help service businesses generate leads, and that's that. Once they've gone through that 3-month cycle, the aim is to push them onto phase 2, which is the website SEO, and upsell them onto a higher package where the monthly recurring revenue is sitting at about $750 or $850 a month, depending on what package they want to go with. Yeah. So Kaizen 5, that whole admin funnel is out now. That's all going now. It's scale trades online I've got to do next week. That'll be a whole second set.
Right. So which is the service that's going to be taking you to 15k a month? Is it the Kaizen 5 side? Or
they both do the exact same thing. It's just targeting different trades. They both go through the exact same route. That makes sense.
Okay, so it's two different company names running the same ads?
Run different ads, going through different funnels, but they both end up in the same place. Both goes down the same service.
Right. Okay. And what's the difference between these two companies in terms of what you promote?
One promotes just helping tradesmen. The other one promotes just helping services.
So I've known Max for quite a while, and he's a very organized guy. He's very strategic in his thinking. And one of the immediate things that I noticed with this is that the way that he set up the business is that he's got two kind of like front end offers and then two funnels that he's testing. And that's bringing him into like one kind of primary offer and that he's actually going to try and work with people on. Now, the problem with this is that you just split and you get attention across two different things. And immediately I was like, right, we just don't need to do that. We need to simplify the business so that you've got one funnel and you split test that, and then you've got one set of ads. Instead of like doing like £350 on ads over here and £350 on ads over there, it's like, why not just do £700 on a wider variety of ad set? You're going to get better at that because you're spending double the amount of money on, and it takes you probably half the amount of time because you only have to focus on one set of things, which means that you can actually grow the business faster because you've got more time to spend on solving the problems that are constraining the business rather than splitting your attention across two different things. So first thing was actually saying that, okay, we've got these two different funnels, but how are we going to make it simpler so that we can only just focus on one type of, like one kind of ad set, one like array of ads, and then one funnel and then one offer rather than splitting them off into two. The next thing we did is dig into Max's marketing. Now, on the surface, things look really solid. He's got £3 per lead, but I actually asked him to find out a little bit more about what happens once a lead is actually going through his funnel.
Walk me through the nurturing process of someone going through this. Like, what does that actually look like?
What's that? So let's say they've gone through this page and then they're here and they filled this out.
So no, just say that they've just done the lead squeeze first. Then what happens?
Once they've gone through the lead squeeze, if they're interested, they then fill the form out. And then no nurturing happens at this point because at this point I don't care about any leads that have gone through here. The only people I'll care about are the ones that have gone through this second stage because these are the ones I'll actually want to work with that are very serious. Unless I see a business and I think I can actually help with that, and then I'll personally contact them. But other than the lead squeeze simply puts in my contacts, and I only want to work with people that have filled this out because they're a bit more serious and they've watched the video.
What's on the lead squeeze? What information do you get at that point?
Name, phone, email.
Okay, and then from the email you can see if that's a business that you want to work with because you can just look up the business.
Yeah, exactly that.
Right. Okay. So I get that you won't want to nurture those people because like, they're not serious. Mm-hmm. I'd be curious to know whether or not there's leads that have dropped off that are good quality leads that actually just need a reminder and they're like, I'll get back to this. This is really important, but I'll get back to it. Yeah. One of the common traits, we found this out with our productivity pyramid and like the productivity stuff that we were selling through ads, is that if someone's like struggling with leads, the likelihood is that they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? If that's the case and that's part of your ICP, then it's almost expected for them to have these problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And it might even be a better sell to be like, oh, you actually like, you're all over the place. Like you keep getting distracted and things like that. So don't miss out on this kind of offer.
So Max's ads were doing a great job at getting people to actually submit their details and show interest in Max's lead magnet. However, there was a big drop off on lead magnet to actually filling in the application, which was the next stage to people actually booking in a call where Max could actually sell his service. Now, the reason why there was such a big drop off, one of the reasons at least, was the fact that there was zero nurturing happening between someone submitting their details and then someone filling an application. So, for example, if you have a lead squeeze or you've got a lead magnet of some sort, often what you will do, you'll just ask them for their contact details to ask them, are they interested? And then once they give their contact details, then you actually push them towards giving more details about their business and things like that. It's just a softer ask rather than trying to like ask for loads of information in one go. But the problem is that very few people were given the information that Max needs. Very few people were going in and booking a call, right? Now, what was interesting is that the people that actually submitted the lead squeeze and gave Max his number and email, he did not contact them, he did not send them a text message or push them towards filling the application, which is, to me, a big opportunity which he was just missing out on. Reason why is because if you think about it, you just scroll on Instagram, you see something, you click on it, and you're like, okay, this seems interesting. You give your details, and you're like, application, I'll fill this in later. And you might be the perfect client, but you're just like, something's come up, I got busy, whatever. Having a couple reminder messages, having a phone call that goes through at that point, having something in terms of nurturing is really helpful at that point, because even if you are an ideal client, you might not, like as Max, he might not ever capture that person because he didn't get their attention. He didn't prompt them to the next stage as soon as they actually showed some sort of interest. Yeah. So one of the big things that we ask Max to implement is nurturing from lead squeeze, not from application or booked call, but earlier in the funnel, and nurture people from the lead squeeze side. As soon as someone gives you the contact details, start the nurture process. The third area that we looked into after we went through his ads was the organic side of things.
At this post, the one that got almost 20,000 views.
Yeah.
I don't even need to show you which one it is, right? You're like, oh yeah. I would literally just be like posting 3 different ones of them a day. Yeah. Is there a reason why you haven't done more posts like that?
No, mate. No reason at all.
Literally make all your posts that.
What's that?
Make all your posts like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something works, you just rinse the hell out of it. Yeah. And this is what you know from ads. If you've got a winner, you rinse the hell out of the winners.
Yeah.
So you're gonna rinse the hell out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Because the thing is, those ones are fucking easy to do as well.
Here, his goal with personal brand content is to actually show authority, get followers in, right? So to get followers in, you need to be seen a lot more, right? Now, what's interesting is that I literally got Max to pull up his TikTok account, and I went through his posts, and I said, okay, let's have a look at which one gets the most likes and saves and engagement. And there was one post that stuck out like a sore thumb. It got 20,000 views compared to his other posts, which are getting like 500, 600 views. And I was like, look, Max, this post got 20,000 views, which is so much better than all the other posts. But you never went back and recreated the same type of post. Why is that? And he had no reason, no answer. What happens is that we create gold mines in our business sometimes. We try loads of different things, and we're hoping that one of them is going to hit and one of them is going to work. Then one of them does work. And then sometimes we just turn a blind eye to it and like, I'm not going to do that for whatever reason, but whatever that reason is just BS, yeah? Like, the truth is, if you find something that works, double down on it, okay? A lot of the time, people run ads, and I'm guilty of this mistake. I ran an ad, and it was getting like £3, £4 CPL, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, yeah? I was like, I'm so happy with it. And then, what did I do? I ran my next ad campaign and didn't use that ad. I used different variations, I used different lead magnets, and it was like, man, I just had this ad that was killing. Even if I'm going to use a different lead magnet, can I not use that same format? Can I not use the same hook? Something about that ad that I can replicate? And like the answer, of course, was yes, but I didn't do it because I was just so distracted by other things that I didn't even realize I was sitting on a gold mine. And that's exactly what Max did here. He had a gold mine in front of him. He had something that worked really well for content. And what did you do? He stepped away from looking at that and started doing lots of different things instead of the thing that has actually worked the best and outperformed all of his other posts. So the main point there was, if you found things that work, double, triple, quadruple down on them, because that's where you're going to get the disproportionate returns on your time. Now, the next thing that we looked at was the funnel copy. Now, even though Max has got a great offer and a great ad, people still weren't converting. So we needed to see like what was it about the funnel that stopped people from actually following through with signing up for the service.
So one thing that I've found, or I've heard a lot, couldn't give you exact data on this in terms of comparison to others, but this is something from Hormozy, where he says that with headlines, one of the first things that people want to know is like how much time they have to actually invest in something like this. So is your thing like a 60-minute call? Is it a 10-minute video? Like how do people actually like consume your lead magnet?
What, the actual lead magnet itself?
Yeah.
Also, the video.
So someone clicks on the link, and then
Yep.
it's a video, right?
Yep.
And then is that what they're there for? Because the free lead gen plan, that's in my eyes a consultation, no?
Yeah, that's true. If I actually have a little look.
Man, if I can get anything on this in terms of like giving you the tiniest nugget to improve your eyes, I'd be buzzing.
No, it's a good point because I focus so much on a lead gen plan, but the biggest value is this part here, showing them exactly the step by step.
Yeah, okay. So what's the call to action at the bottom? Get internet.
Basically, get access to the video.
Now, Max is incredible at ads, right? This is literally his bread and butter. But very quickly, when we looked at the ads and we looked at the funnel that came after the ads, is that we noticed that there was a bit of a disconnect between each stage. So the ads were talking about, we've got this blueprint. Then the first landing page said, watch this video. Then the next one said, fill in this application to get a personalized strategy. And then the next thing was about booking a call. And like every stage was slightly disconnected from the last. And because it was slightly disconnected, the flow of the user experience was quite like stop-starty. And it was really hard to sell the people on the next step because it felt like you were selling them something brand new. A good funnel should actually sell the same thing from start to finish, but just give another layer of depth, another layer of engagement that the prospect can actually look into. So, for example, if I say like, you've got this thing and then you've got this new thing and then you've got something different over here and then something different over there, like the prospects all over the place, they get confused, they get overwhelmed, and they're not even going to click, never mind buy, right? But if you say, hey, you want more leads, hey, look at this thing that is like how you can get more leads. Then look at this case study of like how this person got more leads. Then look at this thing that is going to be exactly how you can get more leads, and I can walk you through that on a call. And it's like you've got to keep that consistent theme of why someone clicked in the first place. But if you start saying like, even if you talk about different pain points at different stages, again, like someone might click for the first thing, but then they don't care about the second pain point that you mentioned. And then the third pain point isn't something that they're even aware of, right? So it's like you've got to be really, really careful. And it's like that same reason why someone clicked, you've got to understand what that reason is. You've got to almost decide it before you even make the funnel. And you've got to make the funnel focused around that pain. And you've got to guide people of like, hey, by the way, if you're still feeling this pain, you need to do this thing. Okay, now you've done that thing, you would have got X, which means that now you need this thing. And you almost have to speak to the prospect like they're a child, yeah? You almost got to speak to them like they don't know what the next thing is, and they don't even know why they should do the next thing. So sell them the next step and make it really clear, like, and really smooth in terms of what that journey looks like. Now, towards the end of the session, I actually asked Max, I was like, look, Max, we went through the funnel stuff, we went through the ad stuff, we went through like the personal branding that side of things, and I said, what do you think's actually stopping you from hitting 15K a month? And this is the thing that I absolutely love. Let's take a look.
Is there anything that you think is like really blocking you from getting to 15K a month?
Nothing physically, it's just all in the mind, to be honest with you. I know what I need to do now. It's so fucking clear. It's just keeping on that positivity all the time. Don't compare. Don't worry about competition or anything like that at all, because you really don't need many people to get to that kind of 15K a month point. So yeah, keep it nice and simple. Just keep being nice to myself, keep being very positive, and keep riding that wave. And if things go up and down, let it go up and down, but stick to the strategy on what I'm doing, and just be consistent, and don't complicate it as well.
Yeah.
Now this is a moment that I absolutely love, when Max is crystal clear on exactly what he needs to do to scale to 15K a month. The only thing that can stop him is his own mind, his own thoughts. But in terms of practicality, in terms of structure, in terms of the actual way that he can get the leads in terms of selling to them, in terms of converting more people in terms of building trust, all that stuff is covered. It's literally just mentally allowing himself to get there, not getting distracted, staying positive, staying focused, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Once you have the right structure in place, you can feel as good as Max did at this, right? We actually got a testimonial from Max at the end to see how he found the experience within the Lions Den, and this is what he said.
I've just completed the Lions Den and it was fantastic, superb. Those are the two best words I can think of. G is awesome. G asks questions that gets in your mind which you wouldn't normally be able to ask. Even things like ChatGPT, when you ask for a breakdown and bits like that, G comes up with questions and also answers at the same time that make you think in a different way that really I've never met anyone else, literally never met anyone else that can make me think that way and think about my business. And he, just by asking a few simple questions, it accelerates your business by an absolute ton. So absolutely fantastic.
Now, if you're watching this and you're a little bit jealous that Max has got a clear, personalized roadmap on how he can scale to his financial goal, and you want this for you, you actually have the opportunity to apply to be on the Lions Den, and we can do the exact same thing for you too. And maybe if you're a little bit camera shy and you just want the roadmap without coming on, without the detailed questioning, we can actually give you a roadmap within just 5 minutes using the link below, gteamacademy/roadmap. And on there, we'll actually just ask you a few questions about your business, how it works, and then we'll personally create a roadmap for you. This is not some sort of AI thing. This is our knowledge, our experience, our understanding of working with hundreds of entrepreneurs that in aggregate are making millions and millions of dollars a year that we can put into your business, that we can tell you the exact things that you need to do to make sure that you can ascend from the stage of business that you're at and hit the financial goals that you want to hit. So if that sounds good to you, check the link in the description. If not, and you just want to stick around and watch some more videos of businesses that we've helped out, then check out one of these videos. Thank you very much for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.